Hi everyone, my name is Joakim. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Minna Technologies. We're here today to spend some real first-hand learnings of how it is to work as a fintech together with a major bank. So by my side,
I'm Ted Scheiman. I'm head of partnerships at Swedbank.
Just to put this in perspective, Swedbank is the biggest retail bank in Sweden with more than 4 million customers. When we started our relation, this was now soon to be 3 years ago, we were 15 employees with maybe 100,000 customers. So it's been a lot of learnings. And just to put this into a timeline, Minna Technologies has been on the market for the past 6 years, meaning that I was 23 years old when I started to sell to banks. That was quite an experience. So over this past 6 years, it's been a major difference in how banks see fintech and how they work with innovation. So in April, we will celebrate 3 years together with Swedbank. And what have we learned? So going back to 2017, we realized that, okay, Swedbank is very, very big. The 4 million customers I mentioned is just in Sweden. You also are present in the Baltic countries, which you will get into. Yep. You are 200 years old. We are 6 years old. It's quite a big difference. High valuation, and our valuation is less. But we do have some benefits. So the speed of innovation, sorry, I'm going to step on your toes right away, Ted, is not the best one. But you have other strengths. But the key of this partnership, so we issued, let's say, it was a 7-month-long process for us to become an enterprise software vendor. So how can we be compliant in selling software to banks? But the outcome is, of course, the best of two worlds. But I will dive into the bad parts as well. But before we do that, Ted, you want to talk about Swedbank a bit more?
Absolutely, thank you. So, I mean, it's good to be here. And thank you, Joakim, for the nice introduction. So you probably know much more about the cool fintech case like Minna than about Swedbank. So I'm going to give you just a short, deep down understanding of Swedbank. So the company was created in 1820, so we are 200 years old almost. And we started as a savings bank. And since then, we have grown through acquisitions and partnerships. The brand Swedbank started in 2006. Oh, and we are not N26. Yep. This is better. So our home markets is the Baltics and Sweden. So we have grown to one of the major retail banks in that region. And we currently have around 7 million private customers, which is roughly half of the population in Sweden and the Baltic markets. And I'm actually super excited to be here on stage and talk about Swedbank and partnerships and collaboration, because this is what Swedbank is built upon. And today we have a large portfolio of partnerships, which we're very proud of, including Minna Technologies. And the kind of partnerships that we do is commercial. We do investments, like we've done with Minna Technologies as well. We also do full acquisitions, for example, PayX. And we always stayed kind of true to our roots, and we always kept a very strong relationship to the other savings banks in Sweden. And today, Swedbank is actually the mobile bank platform for all these savings banks. And this is creating a valuable ecosystem inside the walls of Swedbank. So PSD2 and open banking is pretty hot these days. And it's actually not only the starting point, but actually the engine for partnerships and collaboration. For me as a partnership professional, I'm super excited about this, because it's given me the opportunity to basically industrialize partnerships via APIs, and also scale up our current partnerships that we have with Minna, for example. Being a Swedbank partner, what does that mean? First of all, you get access to our partner APIs. And you also do joint development, joint innovation. We do marketing and PR activities together. And you also get access to Swedbank's broad network of companies and clients. And if you're looking for funding, we're happy to be a reference case or be a direct party in the investment. Why Minna Technologies? First of all, we had a good personal connection to Minna straight away. It's extremely strong founding team, and they share the same values and vision as Swedbank, which is very important. On the product side, they were a bit early. They did have a proven product, but normally we don't go into that kind of early stages. But we really thought they had a really strong value proposition to our customers, and that's what mattered. On the platform and technical setup, they had a strong, scalable platform. But I think most importantly, there's no fintech left here, I think, but learning when trying to work with banks is that try to have the technical tools in place for a quick, easy integration. And that is iframe, widgets, APIs, and a data-driven business model.
All right, so what are we actually doing together if you look at a product perspective from this partnership? I got a question earlier today that I'm not going to mention whom, said that, okay, you're working with several banks. What banks is the easiest one to work with? And I said, it's not a fair question because I'm going to say Swedbank, because these guys actually got 2 years to learn how to work with us. And it goes two ways, of course. So what we are addressing is the global trend known as the subscription economy, the fact that Swedbank's customers, and almost every retail customer in the world, is starting to subscribe to products instead of buying products. So if I ask you guys in the audience, how many of you have bought a physical CD in the past 5 years? You can raise a hand. Oh, that's none, 1, 2 maybe? How many of you have access to Spotify today? Yeah, that's about everyone. So this is also the new reality for almost every line of consumptions. Consumers subscribe to access instead of buying products. So there was a study made in Norway in August this year where they went down to the street and asked the real customers, so what do you want the bank to help with? And it's quite interesting because in the bottom, on place number 5 out of 5, you can see account aggregation. And this is one of the biggest investments that banks do right now, but it's not actually requested by the customers. But on top 2, they said, I would like help to manage my subscriptions. And that is what we are doing. So we have 3 different products integrated inside Swedbank. The first one is what we call Identify. So we read the PSD2 data to show you that this customer have a Netflix account, a Spotify account, a telco, electricity, XYZ. On top of that, we also add a cancellation layer. So any Swedbank customer can open up the Swedbank app and say, cancel my Netflix, cancel my gym, cancel my mobile, and it's done with a one-click solution. And the third product is what we call Improve. So once again, any Swedbank customer can open up their app and say, move my number from telco A to telco B, or move my energy contract from electricity A to electricity B. So the customer can really save time and money right away from the banking application. And just to highlight a few numbers on this, since we went live in October 2017 together with Swedbank, the service has been used 648,000 times. Today is close to 17% of Swedbank's customers that have used this service, with an average customer satisfaction of 4.8 out of 5. And I actually think this is the highest rated product you have in your application. So we're super happy.
No comment. Yes, some learnings. Working with fintechs is fun, but it's also hard work. I think from a bank perspective, obviously Minna is much quicker, both in innovation and development. We as a bank, we have, I would say, the weight of regulatory and compliance to think about, which slows us down. But also in terms of developing internally new features, we are prioritized against the core products, which is tough. But saying that, it's been a good journey, and as Joakim said, we had 2 years to learn. And I think at this stage we have built a team, we have the right talent in place to scale up this relationship and also take in new fintech partners. And sometimes things don't go as you want in partnerships, and it has happened that the Swedbank brand logo has ended up in the wrong places, but it's all forgotten and forgiven. Ending this slide to say collaboration that works well between banks and fintechs really works, but also a lot of work.
So our learnings are very much on the same topic. So first of all, learn and adapt. We went from a B2C model to a B2B model, and understanding the regulatory universe of a bank is actually quite complex. So PCI DSS compliance, FSA regulations, and all of that journey you need to pass through. So for us, it was a 7-month process, but a very nice check mark and some tears afterwards. Be patient. So many of our startups have 12, 18, 24-month runway. From the moment you actually enter a discussion, you should count on a 12, 18, 24 month before you reach production. So how do you make sure that you actually have the cash runway to deliver on a partnership? Do the work. As a fintech founder, I am used to do those Saturday evenings. My contact person on Swedbank is not necessarily doing Saturday evenings to help me. So do the work. Don't expect the bank to do the work. And we lost a slide, so I'm gonna freestyle. As Ted said, one of the most important learnings is that it doesn't stop at a product delivery. But if you deliver a product to a bank and you just expect growth to come, you will not succeed. So we have invested a lot in what we call partner success, that we have weekly meetings, so what is our next co-innovation project, how are we gonna do co-marketing together, because in the end, if the customer don't adopt the integrated product, it's a mutual failure. And on Ted's topic, make the integration easy. If it consumes a lot of hours for the bank, it will fail. In many cases, the bank have money, but not technical hours. And that will be my key takeaways. So 3 questions, and thank you for us.
Thank you.
Do we have any questions? And I emphasize radical transparency. If not, we do it over the drink.
That was super insightful. Thank you very much. Very good. Good job for N26 for putting your logo in this presentation as well.